Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone, this is Miraj Kamran and you are watching Explore Chemistry. Here I am with another supply examination past paper Akhan Board HSSC 1. This is 2014 supply paper. So today we are going to solve this, and this is part 5 of the supply examination paper solution. So let's solve the first question. First question says, which of the following contains the same number of moles of S22 gram of carbon dioxide? 22 gram of carbon dioxide contains how many moles? Let's calculate. Carbon dioxide molar mass is 44. 22 divided by 44.5 is the answer. So will hydrogen gas contain 0.5 moles? 6 divided by 2 is the mass of hydrogen gas. No, it won't contain. 12 divided by nitrogen gas mass, which is 28. No, it's not containing 0.5. 13 divided by mass of oxygen gas, option 3, 32. No, it is not the answer. Sulfur dioxide gas, 32 gram sulfur dioxide gas. Sulfur dioxide is SO2. Sulfur mass is 32 and 2 oxygen mass is also 32. So sulfur dioxide molar mass is 64. If we will divide 32 mass by 64 molar mass, you will get 0.5. So correct answer is this one, option D. Option D is the correct answer here. Number 2, which of the following is the empirical formula of an organic compound containing 48 gram of carbon, 12 gram of hydrogen and 128 grams of oxygen? So you need to calculate empirical formula. For calculating empirical formula, you need to calculate number of moles of all elements. So here we will calculate carbon moles. Carbon mass is 48 gram. 48 divided by mass of carbon, that is 12, you will get answer 4. So carbon moles are 4. Let's calculate hydrogen moles. Hydrogen mass is 12 gram and molar mass of hydrogen is 1. So 12 of hydrogen you will get. Then oxygen moles you need to calculate. Oxygen mass is 128 grams. 128 divided by molar mass of oxygen, that is 16, you will get 8. So first you need to calculate number of moles of all given elements. In next step you have to calculate simple moles by dividing all values with the smallest value. Over here carbon moles are smallest moles. So if you will divide all these values with 4, you will get simplest moles of carbon as 1, because 4 divided by 4 you will get answer 1. And simple moles of hydrogen will be 12 divided by 4, you will get 3. And simplest moles of oxygen will be 8 divided by 4, you will get 2. So your empirical formula will be C1H3O2, which is mentioned in option B. So option B is the correct answer here. Number 3, which of the following formula is used to calculate the percentage yield of a product in any reaction? The formula for calculating percent yield is written over here in option B. Not in option B, in option C. Actual yield divided by theoretical yield multiplied by 100. This is the correct formula to calculate percent yield of any compound. Number 4, the radiation therapy, cancerous cells are killed and inhibited from multiplying by the use of high energy X-rays. These are the uses of X-rays. Number 5, 4 graphs are given and it is asked which of the following graph will be obtained when value of under root mu for under root of frequency means for K series are plotted against Z. Z is atomic number. These graphs are done according to Moseley's law. Moseley's law says that if atomic numbers of any metal varies frequency of radiation will also varies. For K series, the correct graph is mentioned in option B. For L series, this will be the graph. For K series, this will be the graph. There are two series in X-rays emissions, K series and with lower wavelength and L series with higher wavelength. So this will be the correct graph. So according to this picture, your correct answer will be this, B. Number 6, a student dissolved copper 2 oxide in dilute HCl on warming it. When no more was dissolving, he dipped a blue and red litmus paper to check the nature of resulting liquid. He observed no effect on both the litmus paper. What is the nature of copper 2 oxide? Copper 2 oxide has reacted with HCl. It must be a base, therefore it is reacting with HCl. And whenever base reacts with acid, it converts into salt and water, and salt and water will have no effect on both type of litmus paper, because salt and water are neutral species and litmus paper cannot check neutral species. So solution will produce neutral solution whenever acid reacts with base in neutralization. So this copper 2 oxide is basic in nature, therefore its solution with acid is neutral. Number 7, when a person comes in contact with the nettle plant, it stings and releases formic acid that causes the skin to swell up and itch. Which of the following chemicals should be used to provide a relief from inflammation and burning? Relief from formic acid, you have to find. Formic acid can be neutralized with the help of any base. Tea is acidic in nature, vinegar is acidic, lemon juice is acidic. So calamine solution is basic in nature. This lotion, calamine lotion, will be used to neutralize formic acid. D is the correct answer. Number 8, ferric chloride is classified as Lewis acid because Lewis acids have tendency to accept electron pairs because of incomplete valence shell. They are electron deficient species. So let's check the options. It easily accept proton. No, it's accept electrons and donate protons. It is electron rich species. No, it is electron deficient species. It turns red litmus paper. No, it will turn blue litmus paper red. It is an electron deficient compound. This is correct option for Lewis acid. Therefore acids can accept lone pair of electron because they are having less electrons present in valence shell. Number 9, there are two solutions. Solution X with hydronium ion concentration exponent 9 and solution Y with hydroxyl ion concentration exponent 9. Based on their pH and pOH values, which of the following shows the correct strength of both the solution? pH value of solution X will be 9. So solution X is weakly acidic because pH is greater than 7, 9. It is weakly acidic. And pH of Y will be 5 because OH value is given. OH concentration can be converted into pOH. So pOH of Y is 9. So its pH will be 5. So X pH is 9 and solution Y pH is 5. So pH 9 represent weak acid, pH 9 represent weak base and pH 5 represent weak acid. So X is weak base and Y is weak acidic or less acidic. So option C is the correct answer. Number 10, which of the following shows the correct order of decreasing bond length? In double bond, bond length will decrease. In more ionic character, bond length will decrease. Where there is a more difference in electronegativity of both the elements, the bond length will decrease. So let's check these answers. Here it says carbon and nitrogen bond length is greater than carbon nitrogen double bond. Which is greater than carbon oxygen single bond and greater than carbon oxygen double bond? So this is wrong. Double bonds will have less bond length. So this can be correct. Here single bonds bond length are greater than double bonds bond length. Either B or C will be correct. In B, carbon-nitrogen bond length is greater than carbon-oxygen. In case of carbon-nitrogen, electronegativity difference is less because carbon is from 4A, nitrogen is from 5A. But over here, electronegativity difference is high. Carbon is from 4A, oxygen is from 6A. So here bond length will be higher as compared to this compound. Here bond length will be low because electronegativity difference is high. Bond length is inversely proportional to electronegativity difference. More electronegativity difference, less bond length. So option B is the correct answer over here. Carbon-nitrogen bond length is greater than carbon-oxygen, which is greater than carbon-nitrogen double bond, and which is greater than carbon-oxygen double bond. So option B is the correct answer. Number 11, which of the following two orbitals of carbons overlap to form sigma bond between carbon and carbon of ethene? In ethene, there is a triple bond present between carbon and carbon, and sigma bond is formed from head-on overlapping of hybridized orbital, and in triple bond sp1 hybridization is present. So two sp1 orbitals will overlap, one sp1 from one carbon, another sp1 orbital from another carbon. So there will be two sp1 hybridized orbitals will be present in the formation of sigma bond between carbon-carbon. In ethene, there are three bonds present. One is sigma, two are pi bonds. So sigma bond is formed by hybridized orbitals. Number 12, which of the following heteronuclear molecules has a dipole moment giving it an angular structure? So let's check. Carbon dioxide is having linear structure. Carbon disulfide is similar as carbon dioxide, having linear structure. Beryllium dichloride is also having linear structure with no lone pair. But in sulfur dioxide, there is one lone pair present. Due to that lone pair, structure will become bent or angular. So sulfur dioxide is the correct answer. Number 13 and 14 are not in our syllabus this year, so we will jump on number 15. Which of the following intermolecular forces is also known as London dispersion forces? It is instantaneous dipole induced dipole forces. It is the weakest force of attraction. Number 16, which of the following substances will evaporate the faster? The substance with low intermolecular forces will evaporate faster, and that substance is diethyl ether. Water is polar molecule, hydrogen fluoride is also polar. In ethyl alcohol, OH is present which can make hydrogen bond. In diethyl ether, OH bond is not present, so it contains weakest intermolecular forces of attraction, so it will evaporate faster. Number 17, which of the following statements describes amorphous solids? Sharp melting point, no. Fixed heat of fusion, no. Isotropic physical properties, yes. Amorphous solids are isotropic, crystalline solids are anisotropic. So C is the correct answer. Number 18, which of the following shows the correct classification of crystalline solids? Ionic solids cannot be silicon dioxide or carbon dioxide. It can be only magnesium oxide because ionic bond is formed between metal and non-metal. Magnesium is metal, oxygen is non-metal. So this is the correct option. Covalent solid is silicon dioxide, molecular solid is carbon dioxide, like dry air. Number 19, which of the following will be the effect of high temperature and addition of catalyst on the yield of ammonia? Catalyst addition will have no effect on equilibrium position or yield of product, and this is because exothermic reaction, high temperature, increasing temperature will move the reaction in backward direction, and if reaction will move in backward direction, ammonia yield will decrease, amount of ammonia will decrease. So at high temperature it will decrease, and on addition of catalyst it will remain same. Option A is the correct answer. Number 20, which of the following is the equilibrium constant expression for the given reaction? Products are written in numerator and reactants are written in denominator, so option A is the correct answer. Number 21 is not related to our syllabus. 22 also, 23, 24 and 25 also. Now 26. In a process 140 joules of heat is absorbed, means heat Q value is in positive, heat is absorbed by a system. While 20 joules of work is done on the system. Work is done on the system means value of work is also positive. The change in internal energy is, change in internal energy is delta E. The formula is Q plus W. Both the values will be in positive. So 140 plus 20, answer will be 160 joules. Number 27, calorimetric method is used for determining the reaction rate by the change in internal energy, not pH, color or state. Internal energy is calculated. Number 28, which of the following is the correct representation of heat absorbed at constant pressure? QP. QP is equals to delta H and QV, constant volume, is equals to delta E. So option B is the correct answer. Number 29, which of the following results in the production of electrical energy by a simple cell? Formation of negative ions? No, it doesn't happen in galvanic cell. Only positive ion or neutral species formed. Formation of covalent bond between atoms? No, any compound is not formed in galvanic cell. Attraction between positive and negative ion? No, attraction between ions and electrode takes place. D, transfer of electron from more reactive to less reactive, means from anode to cathode. This happens in any galvanic cell or voltaic cell. So D is the correct answer. Number 30, which of the following are the reducing agents in the given reaction? In given equations, in both the equations you have to check reducing agents. Reducing agents are the species which will be oxidized in the reaction. So let's check. Chromium oxidation state is, this is oxygen 7, means oxygen minus 14, potassium plus 2, chromium 2 will be plus 12. One chromium oxidation state is plus 6. And over here one chromium oxidation state is plus 3. So it is changing from plus 6 to plus 3, means this is reduction process. So over here it won't be the reducing agent. Let's check Cl. Cl here is minus 1, here it is 0. So from here till here, not even here or here it is changing, but from here till here it is changing. Minus 1 till 0 means oxidation state is increasing. Chlorine atom has been oxidized here, so chlorine will be, or HCl will be, reducing agent. So in equation 1 we have identified HCl. Either option A or B is correct. Let's identify in equation 2. In equation 2, oxygen hydrogen's oxidation state is changing from 0 to plus 2, and this is oxidation. From 0 till plus 2, increase in oxidation number, process is oxidation, so hydrogen is reducing agent. So option A is correct answer. Over here hydrogen H2 is reducing agent and here HCl is reducing agent. Whenever you need to find oxidizing and reducing agent, you must have to calculate oxidation state. So this was the last question, and it was all about 2014 supply examination paper, and these were all supply examination paper that I was having. Okay, so hopefully you understood everything. Please like this video and subscribe my channel. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.